Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Akashic Rose with Sabrina Dawn. So today I just got an instinct. Often I will use my apophyllite pendulum to pick decks, but I was really pulled to them in certain ones, and then I used the pendulum to make sure that I was acting on the right impulses and intuition on which decks to use. And I find it interesting what was pulled, and I have a funny feeling it's going to come out during the reading, so I'm just going to start. Okay, we're going to start off with the Angel Tarot by Radley Valentine. So we're just going to call in all the archangels to support this reading, and any angel that might want to come through that is of the highest healing order. Oh, Lulu just came down. She'll probably stop over and say hi. All right, let's see. She heard me start talking and she had to come visit. Okay, awakening. Archangel Gabriel. Look at things from a different perspective. A temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. So what I'm hearing is that there's a lot of emotions going on. There's a lot of turbulence, especially with Mars being in retrograde, right? Like there's such a lot of emotions that are being triggered. We're being triggered in many different ways. But, you know, this says look at things from a different perspective. And that's exactly what we were being asked to do in yesterday's video, is to see things from a different point of view, instead of a fearful, negative one from... She's drinking water. I'm sorry, guys, if you can hear that. But what I'm hearing is make sure you drink your water. But also be sure to, like, when you change your perspective, it can be like, you know, refreshing and revitalizing to your system. It's like yesterday's card that, you know, where the person was in the dark and the light was coming in. Okay, it's like that. Okay, so keep that in mind, that you have an awakening going on, and you can ask Archangel Gabriel to help bring in that balance, because Archangel Gabriel likes to assist us with balancing the masculine and the feminine within ourselves. Okay, and then I was pulled towards the Oracle of Mermaids deck by Lucy Cavendish, and then I was immediately pulled to the Mixed Emotions deck by Petra Martin. And so one of the things that I love about mermaids is like they're the perfect allegory for diving deep into your emotions, instead of just living on like the surface of what you're feeling, instead of just living in the surface of life, swimming in the kiddie pool. You want to go deep sea diving. You want to go deep in and embracing the inner mermaid within yourself can do that. But no matter what, the water is emotions for me. So like no matter what, whether you're a mermaid, you're in the kiddie pool, the water represents the water represents the emotions, right? So how perfect is that I got pulled to both of these. And then I was just hearing that, you know, that this reading's going to be about emotions that are overwhelming you right now. And it's a time because of things, you know, with all the retrogrades, everything that's going on right now, everything that's going on right now in the world and stuff like that, and within relationships, just to keep that in mind. Okay. And also there's times where I'm hearing too with the balance, it's like there's a cycle that happens, right? You have the intense emotions, and then you can dive deep into them, and then there's times where you do swim in the kiddie pool for a bit, because it can be overwhelming to constantly be working on yourself or in your deep emotions. But I'm hearing right now, for the collective that's watching this, it's time for another deep sea dive into bring in an awakening. Okay. All right, so let's see what the mermaids have to say today. What would the mermaids like to say today? Hold on 1 second there. Here we go. How can we do some deep sea diving and have this awakening? And they support us with that. It's important to be yourself. Okay. Farewell to the moon. I'm sorry, it seems like the camera's not... There we go. Appreciate and enjoy the lunar light in cycles. So that's what we were just talking about, was like the cycles, right? So that's like saying that to the moon. But what I'm also hearing is bringing in that balance can help. So you're not saying farewell to the moon and working with the moon, but balancing out so you don't have to be on such an upswing and downswing, and have it be. I'm feeling like it's a lot and quick right now. Okay, that's what's going on with a lot of the collective, and so the angels are just coming in and letting you know that this is happening, and to bring awareness around it so that you can try to balance it out. Okay, with all of the retrogrades and everything going on, I'm hoping that you can embrace, some balance, bringing in a deeper understanding of your cycles. That's what it is. Okay, so that's what's going on, is that they just don't want you to balance. But when you do the deep sea, is bringing in balance and understanding of the actual cycle, so that you're not judging yourself so harshly. Like this mermaid, she just reminds me of the type that she's like, I have a dark side, I have a light side, I can be full, I can be crescent, I can be half, I can be all of that, but at the core of it, I am me. No matter what, this card says it's important to be yourself. So recognize yourself in those cycles, okay? Recognize those cycles. Bring balance to your mindset around it and embrace all of it, because it's part of who you are. It's not your truth, and the light is the truth, and all of that spiritual stuff, yes. But as human beings, the people in this collective, I'm hearing is that releasing judgment of your cycles and all of the parts of yourself can help you embrace that, but also release it, because once you stop judging it, there's no resistance. So let's see what emotion. Oh, 2 cards just fell out immediately. Let me ask. Yeah, they're saying to take it. Okay. So one is startled, astonished, shocked, surprised. Okay, maybe some of the things that you've been doing, or something that somebody else has been doing, has been very surprising to you. You may have felt startled or astonished or shocked, and this could be positive or negative, but what they're saying to do, and this is, I believe this has been coming up in this week. I know it's been come up on this channel quite a bit, but creative, imaginative, inventive, expressive. Okay, getting out there. And Archangel Gabriel really is like the archangel of our creativity. He wants to help us get out there and express ourselves authentically out into the world. He's throat chakra. That's what when he comes to me, that's what he says. He says, well, first of all, he says he's androgynous. He's male and female. They all are, but he especially comes to people in different type genders, and that tends to be to help us balance the masculine and the feminine, so that we can authentically express ourselves from a balanced place out into the world. Okay, and this awakening is supposed to happen so that we can open up and be creative. And you may be surprised at what you see. You may be surprised at these aspects of yourself that you haven't embraced yet. But through it all, through the ebbs and flows, through success and what seems like failure, through high emotion, balanced emotion, happiness, depression, all of that, it's just important that you recognize and you love all of that within yourself, and you just embrace all of those cycles as parts of yourself, and then you'll have less resistance and they won't be so gripping. Okay, so farewell to the moon doesn't feel like farewell to the moon. It feels like balancing, out, bringing an awakening around, awakening within yourself of the understanding of your ebbs and flows, and that helps say goodbye to the judgment. All right, so this deck wanted to come out, and so this is the Angel Reading Cards by Debbie Malone. And the reason why I'm hearing that it wanted to come out was because I work with the archangels all the time, and I work with just the regular angels too, but I just feel just this light, and it's very natural for me to work with the archangels. But as I was sitting down here and picking the decks, they said, just remind people that you don't have to know an archangel. You don't have to know the angels in order to work with them. You can just simply say, I would like, the angels of the highest healing order to come in and help me with my knee, my ankle, my emotional, whatever is going on emotionally. Okay. Archangel Raphael is the perfect one to help with that. But if you don't have to know that, you can just ask. And so that's what this that's the message I got when I chose this deck, is to remember to just reach out to the angels in an anonymous type way, like not you being anonymous, but you don't have to be specific. That's what it is. Sorry, guys. So especially if you're feeling emotional, you don't want to have to think about which archangel to call. You know, it comes naturally to me, but if it doesn't for you, just ask the angels and just ask the highest angels that are best for your situation, whatever it is. All right, I'm going to ask that the card that best clarifies the reading come through. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Angel of Meditation. Okay. And this reminds me of the card yesterday where the person was, you know, in the shadow and there was all this light coming around. So you may be finding yourself having a hard time around relationships right now, especially with all the Mars retrograde and things being turbulent and passionate, right? So what I'm hearing is that going into meditation can help you find a lot more peace and balance. And you can call on Archangel Archangel Gabriel to help you because he already came through. But you could also just call in the angel of meditation. Please help me learn to meditate. Please help me feel more balanced and more peaceful. Please help me be more secure in who I am, and help me to be more creative. You know, whatever you want, that's what I'm hearing. But, you know, going into meditation before you do things, your creative projects, before you have important conversations with people that you care deeply about, all of that, I'm hearing that it's really good and important to be grounded and to meditate, okay? Mixing like heaven and earth, so to speak. Okay. All right. And that will help balance out the emotions in the water and help you. 1122 is there. And help you do some of that deep sea diving it's good to do it. Okay. So it's good to go into the deep sea diving, in meditation. Okay. So, that way you can be a little bit more separated from it, and work with it a little bit easier and not allowing it to fully take over your nervous system and everything about you. Or you may be able to let go of it and let it, you may be able to process it quicker when you bring it into meditation versus just looking at it and walking through it. And you may be surprised what's there. And then there's beautiful creative outlets that are available to you, in order to be able to help you move forward. But either way, an awakening is coming here. It's coming. It's like asking you to look at things from a different perspective. And when you do things from a place of meditation, then you'll be able to move forward more and get out of this temporary standstill. Okay? All right. Okay, well, I'm sending you all my love.